Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
So have you learned about this control chart?
Yes, sir, EWMA.
What is that? Good. My life has been made easy by you. Tell me, what is EWMA?
Exponentially weighted moving average.
I know that. What does it mean? Why it is exponentially weighted? Why exponentially weighted? Weighted moving average forecasting technique, exponential smoothing, double exponential smoothing, triple exponential smoothing forecasting methods. Double exponential smoothing known as Hall's method, triple exponential smoothing known as Winters, beta quadratic smoothing. So all these places weighted exponentially. What does it mean? Exponentially weighted moving average. What does it mean?
Sir, the weight or the contribution of them are exponential.
What is it? Contribution of?
Sir, those attributes, those variables are exponential.
What variable? Please don't tell like this from the air. Make it very clear. I'm a layman. I don't know. I'm not able to understand, sir. See, you consider you are a teacher and I'm your student. I don't know nothing, zero about this. How you will explain this to me? Wow. See, it is based on the concept that the present values are highly influenced by the just immediate past values. There is more influence. Don't confuse this with Markov process. This is different. It is based on the idea that the present status of a system is highly influenced or the most influenced by the previous status of the system, less influenced by previous to previous status of the system, the influence goes on decreasing as it moves towards the past. So for example, the sales of cotton cloth or for the demand for cotton cloth in the month of April will be highly and the maximum influenced by the demand or the sales of cotton cloth in the month of March, just immediate month, previous month, and will be less influenced by the demand for cotton cloth in the month of February, will be least influenced by the demand for cotton cloth in the month of January. So the extent of influence on the present status of some variable decreases as it moves towards the past values. So instead of having equal weightage for all the demands in the month of January, February and March, which is known as simply a moving average method, why not we weight the demand for cotton clothes in the month of January, February, March with the maximum weight for the month of March, a slightly lesser weight for the month of February, and the least weight for the month of January if you are considering a 3-month moving average. The moment I insert this weight to this demand for cotton cloth with the highest weight for March, then comes the weight for February and the least weight for January, it becomes weighted moving average, and these weights are exponentially decreasing. It becomes exponentially weighted moving average. Is it clear now? Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you learning production planning and control?
Yes, sir.
Are you being taught these things? Exponentially smoothing?
Yes, sir. We are taught. We have taught.
Yes. So it tells that the future forecast ft plus 1 equal to alpha into the sales at the time period t plus 1 minus alpha, the forecast for the time ft. So more weightage to the actual sales value st plus 1 minus alpha, more weightage to the sales value as it moves backwards. Is it not? So more weightage is provided. So these kind of weightages, you can go to Spiro's macro or forecasting where you can see exponential smoothing, the weights exponentially decreases, the same thing. Here, what is the difference between Sheward control charts and EWMA chart? You have already plotted Sheward charts like X bar R, P, C, and P, all these things. What is the difference between these charts from EWMA? Can you tell me? Can anybody tell me what is the difference between Sheward control chart? You have you heard about Sheward?
Sir, is that the thing that they are equally weighted and here it is exponentially
No.
weighted?
Yes. No. There is another way of putting it.
But
Yeah,
these
one way.
charts can capture
No.
smaller deviations than
Please
Sheward
let me.
control charts.
Please let me complete. I am not done with the previous question. See, dear friend, dear student, what you have told is correct, but there is a different way of putting it. See, in Sheward control charts, actually the results mainly depends upon the present measurements you have done. Okay, but in EWMA chart, they also give a weightage for the previous historical values, which is exponentially decreasing weight. So EWMA chart is very sensitive to the deviations when compared with Sheward control charts. So here the upper control limit and lower control limit, unlike the Sheward control charts where you have a single value and you make a straight line out of it, that is not working here. Here the control limits changes, upper and lower control limits changes as in U chart. So that shows the control limits are calculated for each EWMA value. So let us see how it is being done. I think, are you being taught this in the class? Have you been taught this in the class?
Sir, the last thing which you told, are you talking about this?
I'm asking,
Sir,
are you being taught EWMA in the class? Have you learned EWMA in any theory classes? Am I audible to you? First of all, let me ask that. Yes, sure. Am I audible to you? Rubesh, wow, come on.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you're
See,
audible.
have you learned this EWMA chart in the class? Why are you not responding?
Sir, Sayak sir have taught this.
Okay, that's what. Okay, so you know it. Fine. So let us directly go to the chart since you know this. See, we have to generate some random numbers. So you have to plot two EWMA chart. The chart in the phase 1 and chart in the phase 2.
Sir,
So in the phase 1 it is, tell me.
sir, but can you explain EWMA charts again? We didn't understand fully.
You can ask him, nah? You can ask Professor Shah because he is dealing with the subject. Okay, anyway, we will see to it when we start plotting. See, in the plotting itself, you know, this weight that you are assigning to the values, there is some kind of weight that you calculate, EWMA. So that EWMA, when you are weighting it, you can see here I have added this. See, EWMA ZI is calculated. Do you think this look very similar to some kind of equation you have learned in production planning? Are you seeing the equation
Sir, which
for
equation?
EWMA?
Yes, sir.
Equations.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have saw this.
You have seen this, na? This is exponential
Sir,
smoothing
in
equation like,
exponential
is it not?
smoothing, we have seen.
That is it. You are giving less weightage for ZI minus 1. So the previous
Yes, sir.
EWMA value is given less weight, whereas the present value, which is the measured XI value, is given more weightage. Theoretically. Why I call theoretically? Now here you see lambda equal to 0.1. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Have you seen? Consider lambda equal to 0.1. Below. Can you see here? See?
Yes, sir.
Now, let us practically see before going to the chart. Lambda 0.1. So you are supposed theoretically to give xi the maximum weightage, is it not? And theoretically, lambda is the maximum weight, and 1 minus lambda is to be the minimum weight. Now, when you substitute 0.1, is that the case?
No, sir.
It becomes 0.1 xi and 0.9 is at I minus 1. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Is it not? Yeah, so we start with theory and we end with theory. Theoretically, it is holding correct. So we will go by this notion. All right. So the lambda value in exponential smoothing, it is an smoothing constant alpha. Now let me extend. The exponential smoothing equation is actually a third order delay equation. Both are the same in system sciences. So this equation is a very common equation. This lambda xi plus 1 minus lambda zi minus 1. I will put it like this. Forecast at the time period t equal to lambda sales at the time period t minus 1 or sales at the time period t plus 1 minus lambda the forecast at the period time t minus 1. So it is more or less the exponential smoothing kind of equation. So you understood na, the weight is exponentially decreasing. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Yes. So 1 minute. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
So see, single exponential smoothing. So you are having the same equation. I'm just showing from that ft plus 1 equal to alpha yt plus 1 minus alpha ft. So ft is actually alpha yt minus 1 and 1 minus alpha ft minus 1. So ft plus 1 will be alpha yt plus 1 minus alpha ft. Is it not? So ft value is there in the first equation. So you substitute there, it becomes alpha yt minus 1 plus 1 minus alpha ft minus 1. Similarly, you continue this till ft plus t plus 1, you can consolidate as equation 9. So equation 8 is for ft. So equation 9, the first equation is ft plus 1 is alpha yt plus 1 minus alpha ft. So ft value is available from equation 8. So you substitute that in the first equation of under equation 9 and reduce it, you will get ft plus 1. You're getting? So you continue
Yes,
this
sir.
substitution till maximum number of period. So if you expand this, so you will get ft plus 1 equal to alpha yt plus alpha 1 minus alpha yt minus 1 plus 1 minus alpha square yt minus 2 plus 1 minus alpha cube yt minus 3. So ft plus 1 represents a weighted moving average of all past observation, and these weights decreases exponentially. See, the weights are decreasing exponentially. Alpha into 1 minus alpha, 1 minus alpha square, 1 minus alpha cube, 1 minus alpha t minus 1. You take this and plot it against the time period with alphas on the y axis. You will see an exponentially decreasing curve coming up. Did you get it? What I'm telling you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that is the case. That is why it is known as exponentially weighted moving average. Okay. So I'm not going further in depth into it. You can read the textbook by Douglas Montgomery or say Amitava Mitra. So you can see that there. Okay. So is it clear up to this, what I have told you? Why EWF?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is the same concept. Okay, so let us see the first phase one. In the phase one, you have to generate 20 samples. See 1 to 20 sample number. So it is given here. See, we are from group 7 to group 12. So group 7 can use normal distributed random numbers with mean 5 and standard deviation 0.5 for the sample 1. Similarly, for sample 2, normal distributed with mean 5 and standard deviation 0.5, the same with sample 3. So randomly generated, you can fill these columns. Are you seeing the column? X1, X2, X3.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Now you can find the X bar value. So once you find the X bar value, you can calculate X double bar. So X double bar is what? Take the average of all the X bar values. Is it not? Just like in X bar chart. Is
Yes,
it clear? Yes. So up to that it is done. Now let me go to phase 2 directly. In the phase 2, you are having subgroup size from 21 to 50. That is, in the sample number up to 20 is phase 1. Now from 21 to 50 is phase 2. 21 to 50 is phase 2. Now in 21 to 50, you can use the same mean and standard deviation as subgroup 1 to 20 for 21 to 30 subgroups. That means, let me type here. For example, where I will type. Okay. Let me take a new one. See, about 1 to 20. Sorry. See, up to 1 to 20, you are having like this. Now, next is in phase 2. Are you able to see the screen?
No, sir, we are
Yes,
seeing
sir.
the words.
But we are seeing the word file.
Can you see now? Can you see
Now
it?
visible, sir. Now visible.
Yes. So phase 1 will be 1 to 20. I have already explained. In phase 2, you are having 21. Up to 30, then 31, 40, then 41, 50. So from 21 to 30, you can use the same thing that is given in the data table. For example, group 7, you have to again regenerate the random number for sample 1, sample 2, sample 3 with mu 5 and 0.5. It is given. Is it clear? That is up to 30.
Yes, sir.
Now from 31 to 40, some instructions are given. From 31 to 40, the mu will change. The mu will be mu 0 plus 0.5 sigma. So for group number 7, mu 0 is 5. So mu 0 is 5. Let me take this. For group 7, for the sample size 1, so this is the one. So we will find out mu 1. Mu 1 equal to mu 0. Mu 0 is 5 plus what is it? 0.5 into sigma 0. Sigma 0 is 0.5 given in the, yes. So you will get a new mu 1 value. So you will use this mu 1 value. Let the mu 1 value be say something else. So you will use this mu 1 value, that is this mu 1 value comma, I'm sorry, this mu 1 value comma the 0.5 which is sigma 0 that is already given in the table, and generate the random number from 31 to 40. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now 41 to 50, again there is some change. Again, mu1 equal to mu0 plus 1 sigma. So instead of 0.5, it will be 1 into sigma. So you will get a new mu1 and the standard deviation remains the same. As in the data table, the standard deviation remains 0.5 for group 7. So that will again generate the random number from 41 to 50. Are you getting my point? What I'm telling?
Yes, sir.
So similarly, you have to have for all the 3 samples like that. So in the phase 2, the same table, you will have from 21 to 50. 21 to 30, you can use the same data in the table and generate. 31 to 40, you have to find out the new mu1 with the given mu0 and sigma 0 and use the new mu1 and sigma 0 to generate from 31 to 40. Similarly, repeat from 41 to 50. And this will apply to all the 3 samples, x1, x2, x3, because there are 3 columns given in the data sheet. So is it clear up to this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now you have to find out x double bar. X double bar is simple. Just find the average for the first subgroup size 1. x1 plus x2 by x3 plus divided by 3 will give x bar, x1 bar. Now x1 bar plus x2 bar etc. till x20 bar will give you x double bar. Just like we have done in the x bar chart. Is it clear up to this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now we have to calculate the EWMA value by giving the weights. So lambda is given, and lambda is actually the weighting constant, and L is the determines the width of the interval. So we will use lambda here. It is already given. What is xi? Here xi will be the first x1 bar value. Okay. It will be the first x1 bar value. Is it clear? Is
Yes,
it clear?
sir.
Yes. So you can note it down. So xi here will be the x1 bar value. So if it is z1, z1 equal to lambda is given 0.1. So z1 equal to 0.1 into x1 bar. X1 bar is for this one. The first subgroup x1 bar plus 1 minus lambda. What is that? 1 minus lambda, it is 0.9 into zi minus 1. What is zi minus 1? Can anybody tell me?
Sir, EZ0, which should be given initially.
It is nothing but mu0.
Yes, sir, mu0.
Mu0. What is that? 5. Is it not? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So once so we are just taking that zi minus 1 is equal to I minus 1 means what? It is z0. 1 minus 1 0 is z0. So z0 we are taking as the mu0 first to start the calculation. So in the table you will have that zi values. So z1 you will get like this. What will be z2? Can anybody tell me?
Sir, EZ2 will be lambda x2 plus 1 minus lambda EZ1.
What x2? Lambda x2 bar. Okay.
X2 bar, yes, sir.
See, it is a lambda x2, but in our case, typical case, it is x2 bar plus 1 minus lambda z1. Z1 you have already calculated just now, is it not?
Yes, sir.
So you will get zi values which will from the control chart. On the y-axis, you have to plot this zi. Now, upper control limit and lower control limit and central limit. So central limit is actually x double bar. Now, upper control limit is x double bar plus L sigma. L is given 3 sigma limits. That is what the standard statistical constant 3 sigma. And you can use this formula lambda by 2 minus lambda 1 minus lambda raised to 2i. So when I equal to 1, it will be 2. I equal to 2, it will be 4. 3, it will be 6. So every time for each subgroup size, there will be UCL and LCL separately calculated. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So the same way you have to calculate. So upper control limit and lower control limit, you will have different values. So I will just show it with an example from Douglas Montgomery. Okay. Let us go to Douglas Montgomery. Page number 422. You can note down page number 422.
Sir, one thing I want to ask.
Yes.
That, sir, after 20, when will start from 21, subgroup 21? So, sir, the mu0 will change. The value of
No.
mu will change.
No, it will remain the same.
Sir, mu1, I mean, the value of mu1 for.
No, you read the question careful. You read the question. Subgroup size 21 to 30. You read the question. I'm just showing you 1 minute. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
See, here you see subgroup 21 to 30, same mean and standard deviation as subgroup 1 to 20. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Sir, I was asking that when it will change for 31 to 40, like it is changing. So, sir, then,
Hmm.
sir, then what? Sir, then what will be the EZi minus 1? Like, will it be calculated by mu value or the previous EZ? By the
No, the
previous
same
EZ we have to.
same mu zero. It doesn't change. Okay.
Okay, sir.
See, we have introduced this shift to make some changes in the practical thing. What is the fun in drawing the same standard things? Let us experiment. Let us make the shift and see. You're getting my
sir.
point?
Yes.
There
Yes, sir.
should be some interesting things. Nah? Otherwise, what is my teacher taught me the same thing. His teacher taught him the same thing. What is that? Let us experiment. Let us just make some play with the data and let us see how this is how the experiments are going on. Nah? You can, if you are interested, when you get the free time in the vacation, you can make such shifts and see how the deviations can happen. If you come across something very interesting, you can write a paper and publish some insights into the exponentially weighted moving average control charts and empirical evidence. And you tell that this particular kind of shift has created this particular behavior in the chart. Or you can tell beyond a particular threshold of the shift from the standard statistical deviations, there is a particular change and demonstrate it. Anything can be written. Nah? You're getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, see, here you can see. Are you seeing this?
Yes, sir.
So here, this is actually continuation of some other example. Here they have given xi values. So if you go to example 9.2, the table, what is the table? Table 9.1. Yes, let us go to table 9.1. Where is the table 9.1? Yes. See the table 9.1, you can see there is directly xi given. Is it not? Is it not? You're seeing?
Yes, sir.
What's our problem? We have not only one xi, we have x1, x2, x3. That is why I told you take x1 bar instead of xi. Am I clear now? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So since he has given xi already, it is 9.45. Then he is directly using it for the calculation. See 9.45. So lambda x1, lambda is given to be 0.1 here. He has already given. X1 is 9.45. Since we have three subgroups x1, x2, x3, we are using the average of that plus 0.9 into Z0. Z0 is mu 0, which is 10. So you can use the mu 0 given there for your data. So first Z1 value is 9.945, which you can see here, 9.945. Now how you will calculate the second Z2 value? So Z2 value will be lambda x2. So lambda x2 is already, x2 is from the other table 9.1, x2 is 7.99 plus 1 minus lambda into Z1. Z1 we have already calculated 9.945. You're getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this way you can calculate Zi values, and for every Zi values you will have an upper control limit and a lower control limit also along with it. Okay, UCL and LCL will also be there. So that also I will show you. In Amitabha Mitra it is very clearly given. See here. Are you seeing this? LCL and UCL?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you
Yes,
will have and LCL and UCL. So you will have the sample size with X. See, he has taken X bar T. See, he has taken X bar T because he is having not only one column, just like us, he is having multiple columns. So since we are having X1, X2, X3, we will take X1 bar. So just like Amitabh Mitra, you will have this column. Then here it will be EWMA. Geometric moving average is similar to EWMA, same as EWMA, the other name. So here the third column will be EWMA. The fourth column will be divided into LCL and UCL. So EWMA first value you have to find out. You know the equation for that. Is it not? The first equation. Is that 0? Am I clear? You are getting my point. Is that one value?
Yes,
is that two value?
Yes.
Should be filled here. And correspondingly LCL and UCL has to be found here. For sample size 1. Sample size 1 LCL will be given. So L is sigma 3. Sigma is also given. Sigma you can find out that is given in the data sheet. And X double bar value you can find out. So lambda value you know. 2 minus lambda, 1 minus lambda raised to 2 into 1. In the second sample size is 2 into 2, 2 into 3, like that it will goes on. So every value it will give 1, 1, upper control limit and lower control limit. Now using this upper control limit and lower control limit, you have to plot the upper control limit values. It will form such a curve. Plot the data for lower control limit. It will also generate such a curve. All right. Now plot the EWMA value between this. Is it clear up to this? What I have told you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So it is pretty simple, and so you can do that. All right. So what is the limitations of Shewhart chart? You can tell that past values weightage is not specifically given. Usually its sensitivity is less. EWMA chart is more sensitive. It exponentially decreases the weight that is given to the previous values. All these things. So have you downloaded the assignment?
Not yet, sir.
So you can download the assignment, and I will show you the template also. Template is also attached there. You can see the template. So template is similar. So 1 to 20. So you have to lambda and L, control limit calculations, control chart. Now again for control chart for play phase 1 and phase 2. So you will have one more column like this from 21 to 50 and all the values entered and conclusions. You are getting my point. I have only given one table here. You will have one more table here. Is it not? You are getting my point.
Yes, sir.
That will be 21 to 50. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yes, very good. So only the group representative upload the report in the assignment section. Okay. And for assignments 7, QDC Lab 7, kindly remove the individual reports and only the representative make sure that they have submitted the group reports. So the group report should have a heading of their group also. If the group 1 is submitting the report, just mention somewhere in the title group 1, so that our TAs will be able to easily pick it up. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So you can all start preparing when you get time for the Viva. Okay, we will let you know. So thank you very much. So please start doing. And for
Thank you,
any,
sir.
we are having class in the evening, 4 to 5, engineering economics. Okay then, thank you very much. So you can leave now and start doing. So Sumit, are you there?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Sumit, Mayank, sorry that I didn't notice you. Good afternoon.
No, it's good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
So you can complete the corrections, okay, at the earliest and put the marks and tabulate it.
Yes, sir.
So thank you very much for this lab. Okay, so you can leave. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.